Oh man, this manga is really entertaining. I just hope that the anime is as well. That would be so great. The Black Critic Guy here with the first anime review for December, and that's on the anime Nisekoi. So Nisekoi follows rom-com cliche number 9, Ichijo Raku, the son of a Yakuza mob boss who 10 years ago was given a locket by a little girl and made a promise that one day they would reunite, open the locket, and they would be together forever. And 10 years later, he meets that girl, they hook up, and they live happily ever after. The end. Peace, YouTube. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, come on, this is a harem anime after all. What actually ends up happening is that he starts attending high school, he kind of falls head over heels for this other girl named Onodera who's really cute and adorable, and he encounters this blonde-haired tsundere transfer student by the name of Kirisaki Chitogi. And these two do not get along whatsoever. I mean, the first time he meets her, she freaking knees him in the face, so they got off to a rough start and they just continuously clash in the first episode. That is, until Ichijo discovers that Kirisaki is actually the daughter of a mob boss from a rival gang. And in order to stop the bloodshed among the two gangs, the two heads of each clan decide, hey, why don't we have our two children have this fake relationship so that nobody fights? And both of them are just like, what? I gotta date that person now? So now Ichijo and Kirisaki must put on the facade of being a lovey-dovey couple in front of everybody, while Ichijo still tries to learn about the mysterious girl from his past who gave him the locket and where she is now, and also a bunch of wacky, zany, romantic comedy situations. Now, like most animes I'm requested to review, I didn't know much about Nisekoi going into it. I've heard about it a couple times, and some people have requested me to review it. I even got the first volume of the manga in one of my item drop boxes a couple months back. All I truly knew about the anime was that it was a romantic comedy harem. And you all know how I feel about romantic comedies. Love them. Needless to say, the anime piqued my interest immediately. So I saw the first and second season and the OVAs as well, and all I have to say is, it is incredibly cliche, guys. I mean, it follows every single cliche in the freaking book when it comes to romantic comedies. I am not going to deny that. But god damn it, did I find it entertaining. It's so freaking hard for me to review a romantic comedy anime without coming off as completely biased, as I'm a huge uber fan of this genre. You either have to be a pile of shit or incredibly mediocre for me to really rag on a romantic comedy anime. But if you're just slightly above average or half decent, I'm still gonna end up getting a kick out of you regardless. But, it's not impossible for me to review a romantic comedy anime. I've done it before, and I can do it again. I can separate my fanboy-isms and love of this genre to point out that there is a lot of issues to this anime, even issues that I have as a fan of romantic comedy animes. But let's not get ahead of ourselves now. What were some of the good elements to this anime? Well, first off, the animation done by Shaft was serviceable. It had a very solid visual style, the character designs were really well done, and I just love the overall presentation of the animation. The voice acting from the Japanese cast was solid. Everybody did a really good job at representing their characters very well and putting emotions in some crucial moments throughout the anime. I, for one, really enjoyed the humor throughout the series. I found myself laughing out loud a couple times. I love the comedic situations that the characters will get into, and some of the exchanges among the characters as well. In fact, I would say that's the funniest part of the anime, just seeing the characters interact with each other. And speaking of characters, a majority of them were really good in the anime. They served a purpose to the story, they got some really good development, they had great chemistry, great bonds. I love the interactions among the characters. Ichijo is a serviceable main character, but he really is that stereotypical rom-com cliche number 9 kind of guy. He's the average, simple, oblivious, nice guy character you see in a romantic comedy anime. I mean, he's literally like that. A very selfless guy that cares about all these girls, but again, I don't really hate that cliche, and I couldn't really bring myself to hate that character for being cliche. He's a sweet dude. And it's not like he's a stoic, underdeveloped character that doesn't form any genuine bonds with any of the girls in the anime. No, he actually gets some interesting development given to him, and he does form real solid bonds with each of the girls in this anime. Some more believable than others, though. Now, to discuss every single girl/love interest in this anime, we'll be here all day, and I don't want to waste you guys' time. So I'm just going to mention a few of my favorites in the show. And my all-time favorite girl in Nisekoi, who also shares the strongest, most genuine bond with Ichijo, was Onodera. This girl is so freaking adorable and charming. I fell in love with her the minute that I saw her, guys. And yes, I will admit, the character is incredibly cliche. I mean, she's your typical nice, caring, loving, adorable, shy type girl that you see in harem animes that has a thing for the main character but never truly expresses her feelings to him because of her shyness. But I just really love their connection. And the anime also does a really good job at delving into Onodera as a character. You learn so much about her and where her love for Ichijo started. And my other favorite love interest in this anime was Sugumi. Now, out of all the girl characters featured in the anime, I felt like she was the one that stood out the most for being different, as I don't see many characters like her in harem animes. I mean, she's this badass assassin that comes to protect Kirisaki from Ichijo, but then ends up falling for his charm because rom-com cliche number 5. And I just loved seeing her interactions with Ichijo and how she constantly denies her feelings for him in that tsundere fashion. But you want to know something, guys? The best thing about this anime, or I should say the best thing to come out of this anime, was Season 2, Episode 10. Not only was the story presented in this episode and its approach wholly original and unique, especially when it comes to one of the most cliche genres in anime, but that was without a doubt some of the realest shit I have ever seen in a harem anime. The entire episode does not focus on the harem aspect of this anime. Instead, it actually focuses on a personal story dealing with Ichijo's best friend Shu and his unrequited love. Not only that, but the story also ties in with Sugumi's character and issues that she deals with and things that she has to face as well. The episode dealt with the issue of unrequited love and expressing one's feelings to somebody even though you know you can never be with them. And they handled it in such a serious and respectable fashion that cut me real deep. I was legitimately blown away at how well done this episode was and how it didn't cop out by giving everybody a happy ending by the end. But I will say that the episode does end on a very poignant note, not only to the character Ichijo, but also to the audience. And now, it's time to address some of the issues with this anime. The first and most obvious issue with this anime is that it's incredibly cliche. Now, I've said this a million times before, and I will say it a million times again. Don't have a problem with cliches as long as they're done in an interesting or entertaining fashion. In this anime, it bordered the line between entertaining and just irritating. Sometimes I didn't mind the cliches, they were properly done, but other times I found myself face-palming constantly like, oh my God, you did not just pull this cop out right now. Including my #1 cliche I can't stand in romantic comedy animes, and this pertains to season 1, and that's the melodramatic ending. I just really felt like it was totally unnecessary. Some of the love interests that were introduced in this anime just felt kind of shoehorned into the story. Like you got Haru, who is the sister of Onodera, who's thrown in as another tsundere to add to Ichijo's growing harem, and I hated how much focus they gave her in the second season when they could have focused more on either Kirisaki or Sugami or my personal favorite, Onodera. But they focused on the wrong Onodera. They focused on Haru when I wanted them to focus on Kosaki. And they tried their damnedest to make you like this character, but it doesn't work. Another one is Marika, the most out of the blue, shoehorned in love interest I've ever seen in an anime. I mean, her only real purpose to the story is to throw in another wrench into the whole mystery behind which girl did Ichijo make the promise to 10 years ago. That is it. She doesn't contribute anything else. Not to mention, I found the character extremely annoying. Another major issue with this anime was its story. It's completely generic, borrowing heavily from other romantic comedy animes. Hell, the entire plot of Nisekoi is basically the premise of Oreshira and Love Hina smashed together. That is the story of Nisekoi. And this one's more of a personal issue on the story, but I still want to mention it as I found it extremely aggravating that the anime story would blatantly taunt you throughout the entire series as to the identity of the girl that Ichijo made the promise to 10 years ago. All the girls are there, but they don't even want to give us a solid answer. No resolution, and that always ticked me off. Overall, Nisekoi was a surprisingly difficult anime for me to review. On one hand, I enjoyed the anime for its many funny romantic comedy moments, fun interactions, and likable and entertaining characters. But on the other hand, there were just so many characters that I couldn't stand and just felt incredibly forced and shoehorned in, and its overall clichéness really bogged the anime down for me. So I'm just gonna have to meet in the middle with this one and give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It's okay. I mean, if you're not a fan of this genre, this might not be the anime for you to watch, or even the anime to really get you into the genre. But if you're like me and you enjoy this genre, you might find some enjoyment in it, but there are some other good ones out there as well that I would recommend over Nisekoi in a heartbeat. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you like it a lot? Did you get a kick out of it? Or did you find it really boring and dull and cliche? You just couldn't get into it? And let me know who is the most forced love interest you've ever seen in an anime. Comment below, let me know. Hopefully I'll have a review for Creed tomorrow, and then I'll review Kramus, and then I can get to all the other videos I have planned for you guys. So until those videos come, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube!
No.